Hello, I'm Mike Trace, Chief Executive of Forward Trust. A quick vlog from me on the government's announcement earlier this week about new prison places. If you didn't see it, the announcement was an allocation of 4.7 billion capital money to build three new prisons to create new places to respond to the population crisis in prisons that's been running for some years now. The announcement for Shabana Mahmood didn't give a lot of detail about exactly which places where and where this fits within a wider strategy to deal with the prisons crisis, but it is a significant investment agreement with the Treasury to keep building new prisons. And the context of this, as I've mentioned on previous vlogs, is we've had a looming prisons population crisis for decades now that has come to a head just around the end of the previous Conservative government, start of the Labour government. There is just not enough places for the courts and the police to be able to send people. So it's a crisis. It's got to be resolved. There is a prisons building programme already, but it's not anywhere near enough to reach the projections that the Ministry of Justice have about the rise in the prison population. Those projections generally say over the next 10 years, we're going to go from a population of 88,000 to possibly as high as 110,000. So it's a significant increase. The announcements of prison building, including this week's announcement, will not get us anywhere near those higher estimates of prison population. And of course, it takes a long time to build prisons. So even if you announce now that you're going to build three new prisons, it's going to be years before they come on stream. But it looks like the government's announcement shows that they do intend to continue building more secure prisons as a part of the solution to the population problem. We await to hear what the other parts of the solutions are, particularly in response to the Galk report, which we hear is likely to come out in the coming weeks. So there are going to be more announcements coming up. But just on this prison numbers announcement, the bit that worries me about it is while I absolutely agree that Ministry of Justice needs to build new and modern prisons, obviously, in addition to adding places, they need to be replacing some of the old prisons that are falling down. So they do need to build prisons, that's no surprise. But the assumption within the building programme so far and within this announcement is that the sorts of places we should be building is high security, large prisons along the model of the prisons that have been built over the last 10, 20 years. That worries me because, yes, we need more places, but surely we can build cheaper and more rehabilitative places. We don't need all our prisons to be big, hulking 1,500 bed prisons in the countryside. There are lots of other models of prisons that are much cheaper. James Timpson said just yesterday that it is 700,000 capital cost per bed space for the type of prisons they're thinking of. Now, if you are building open prisons, lower security, if you're building drug rehabilitation services, you're building housing that has a certain amount of security for people serving sentences, the unit cost is massively lower, nowhere near 700,000 per bed. So the bit I'm worried about when hearing these announcements is the assumption that the only type of prison places, the only type of places to build, to expand, are the traditional type of prison we've all got used to. There doesn't seem to be much conversation going on about let's build different types of places. Now, I caveat that absolutely with this is just one announcement, and I expect there's going to be several other announcements through the summer of how the Ministry of Justice are going to respond to the campaign. But I'm hoping that the announcement we've heard this week is just the start of a much more creative approach to creating the bed spaces we definitely need. So I'll follow up on this when we do hear more from the government and MOJ, but that's just a quick reflection on the announcement we heard this week. Hope you have a good day.